Hey, Buff Nation, voice of the Bus, Mark Johnson here, getting ready for game number 1, Georgia Tech, August 29th, talking wide receivers. Coach Phillips joining us for a few minutes. All right, here we are, starting week number 4 at camp. Give us an assessment of your guys. A lot of talent in that room, right?
Yeah, we're extremely talented. I really feel like the guys are learning how to meet our expectations, the maturity in the room. Obviously, we're returning guys like Draylon Miller, Isaiah Hodge have done a great job of leadership and getting these guys to understand the standards in the room. So really excited to see what we're able to do coming our first game.
Love those guys that are coming back. We're talking with some of the guys that are new here, Sincere Brown, Hakeem Williams, Joseph Williams. Tell us a little bit about those guys.
Well, it's just a level of expectation. Those guys got to understand the pressures of being here in Colorado, right? Because we're our head coach, and those guys are understanding and they get an idea of what it feels like to play at a high level. Some of those guys hadn't had an opportunity to play at this level before. And what I mean by playing at this level, I just mean the expectations. Obviously there's a lot of pro people in the room, so we got to learn how to play the game the right way, and those guys have done a great job of understanding that and meeting that challenge day in and day out.
Last year, you think of the way that team was made up with Shedeur quarterback. You knew this was going to be a passing team. This year we continue here, we're going to run the ball more effectively. But that opens up things for your guys then, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I think running the ball more effectively opens things up for everyone. I think, we can do a great job of running the football in 10 personnel. And, a lot of people ask the question, how do you replace the guys that exited the room last year? Travis Hunter, Will Shepard, Jimmy Vaughn, LaJohntay Wester.
All NFL guys.
All NFL guys, right. And so you don't replace those guys, but what you can do is do a good job replacing the production.
Yeah.
And I think we're a talented group, and we're a talented enough group in the room to where we have enough guys that we should be able to match that production or succeed.
A guy like Draylon Miller's a guy that I look at and think he could really have a monster year with his versatility, couldn't he?
Yeah, he could. We utilize him the right way in the backfield. We get him some screens. We get him some runs out of the backfield as well. We can utilize his gifts. And another thing, Quentin Gibson is another guy that we can take good advantage of. Get him in space against some people and just kind of let people tackle, that little water bug running around out there. So hopefully.
When you've got a guy like him, though, being a freshman, do you spoon feed him? Do you just turn the fire hose on? How do you get him ready?
You spoon feed him solid foods when the season starts. Right now, he's been on milk, and so far he's been on baby food right now. But once the season starts, I expect him to sit at the table and eat like everyone else.
What's the number one quality? Obviously, you want guys with good bodies and they run fast and they've got good hands. What's the number one quality you want in a wide receiver?
Consistency.
Yeah.
I want a guy that knows what to do and does it well and does it to the best of his ability on a consistent basis. That's what I look for. There's a lot of attributes that a lot of people look for, but I need to be able to trust you.
Yeah.
And if you know what you're doing and you do it to the best of your ability on a consistent basis, then I'm able to trust you, and that's what I'm looking for.
At this point in camp, you kind of get in the dog days a little bit, right? We're still a week and a half away from that first game. In the last week or so, you had to kind of keep pushing these guys along, get them through the...
Yeah, yes. And the thing that you have to understand, the thing you have to get those guys to understand, a lot of people use the word grind a lot, grinding through camp. Well, personally, if you love something, it's not a grind.
Okay.
A grind to me, and the definition of grind to me, is doing something you don't want to do.
Right.
That's punching the clock every day, doing a job you don't want to do because that's how you're going to feed yourself and your family. But if those guys say you love football and everybody around say you love football, that's not a grind. That's just going and doing something you love on a daily basis. So we try to keep them grounded in that regard.
As my daddy used to say, you're not working in a coal mine, right? You're doing
Exactly.
something you love. Yeah, exactly right.
Exactly.
Well, it'll be here before we know it. Jason Phillips, wide receivers coach for the Buffaloes. He'll take on Georgia Tech on August 29th.
Go Buffs.